guys, and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Rogue Galaxy. Well, last time we surpassed Mother, only for Valcog and his really stupid crew to get in the way. And this guy actually cannot hit you if you're not really close to him, so you can just sit here and take a nap if you really felt like it. Let's start off first. If you're not familiar how to use a lot of your characters, you're about to get a crash course on kind of how to use them, more so just how their sub-weapons work and how their main weapons work. The best way of doing this is to probably have played them a bunch over the course of the game, but since the game never requires you to, I didn't. And then when you get stuck fighting as solo characters all at the end, it's a little abrupt and it often leads to game overs. So follow along with the strategy here. In order to actually hit this guy, you need to target the gem. Now he's going to go and attack the ground, blah, blah, blah. When the fist is closed, you hit the gem. And I've actually tested it out. Our song as a buff only does the same thing that Top Dog does, and it expires a lot faster. So we're going to stick with Top Dog. Ow. So now he's going to open up. He's going to set up here, ow, for that attack. And the goal is to try and be far enough to the side to still hit him, but to avoid the damage from the beam itself. Back off, hit him with that again, and try not to get hit as often as I am, and get really annoyed at the video game because it's not doing what it's supposed to do, which is normally... Can you stop doing that and changing the camera angle at the same time? But yeah, basically, you have to keep your HP up because if you die, you die. The poison isn't usually a problem. But yeah, if you stay over far enough, you won't actually take damage from that. Guard that. We're going to hit the Strength Star this time. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna do Top Dog. Go for the heal. And do that just in case, though I probably won't need it. If you don't use Strength Stars, it slows down the fight substantially. So I would highly recommend that you use them here. If you don't have a full supply, go back to your save file and grab them. Not that you need like a full supply, but you're probably going to want to use one on each character, probably. But I guess that's not always the case, because Simon here, he doesn't need it. So we're supposed to take care of the weapons, and what the game doesn't tell you is there's a lot of targets in some of these fights. The walker that we're fighting from Star Wars is not the thing we need to worry about. The thing we need to worry about, and for some reason the walkthrough that I was using recommends Shake Shake for this. You could probably use Missile Squall as well, but Shake Shake works, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm pretty sure we've seen this already, but if not, there it is. The big giant fish. It destroys the thing in the background. So we're going to guard here. And we're going to go for our abilities, and we are going to activate amplification. And then we're just going to shoot it with our normal X attacks. Don't bother guarding or anything like that. Once you fall below 500 here, that's when you want to heal or guard until you can actually heal. And then just try and finish it off. And you should have enough damage to finish it off in one go. Now, obviously, if you don't have ultimate weapons or are not around my level, which is like 60, 61, something like that, you might struggle a little more, and it might take more than one round. But either way, same basic strategy applies. Steve has basically the same battle, though for some reason, well, I guess it's because there's less range damage that we're dealing here, but yeah, the camera fights you in this one more than anything else. Again, we're recommended to use Zap over Icy I-Beam, even though I've used the I-Beam all game long, but anyway, we'll use Zap this time. Again, I only do it because it works. If it didn't work, I would have tried mine. But yeah, this guy gets right up in your business, and then you're kind of just stuck with it. So activate Hyperdrive, and then this time we don't want to use our X attack, we want to use our square attack. So we basically spam that real quick. We go for the heal. We go for a strength star. And now we use our fists because we have to wait for our sub weapon to charge, and it's faster to do it this way. But yeah, basically heal when you fall below 500. Doesn't really matter. Anytime you fall below 500 in any of these fights, just heal. And we have Lilica. Lilica's got an interesting one because she's got a walker as well. But as you can see by the way that the camera is framing it, that's your indication that you're not fighting the walker. You are actually fighting with Serpentine Arrow. Pretty sure I've shown this off, but if not, here it is. And you also want to add in here a strength star. And then you want to change targets. You want to hit the core. Now do notice that her normal attack, yeah, don't really worry about the damage. Just when he gets close to you, you run away a little bit so that he doesn't hit you too often. All right, we got it. But yeah, for some reason, they don't do a lot of damage to Lilica, and you can ignore the guy in the main part of the, like the walker guy. He doesn't really do much. Now we're back to the hands here, and this is basically a carbon copy of the previous fight that we did. The only downside to this one there we go, we'll target that. Is in order to use aromatic boost to boost your damage, you want to use it now because you have to wait for the timer to go out. And the other thing is, in order to speed along, we strength star. It goes by a little bit faster. So again, we wait. We run out of ammo. We get hit by stupid things. Gonna have to heal, and we're gonna have to wait here a moment. Now, when he's down there, you can probably do that to activate him opening up, but usually I don't have the setup for it. There we go. Make sure we stay out of range. Make sure you switch targets to the coin there, and then we're gonna go for the aromatic boost here. And then the strength star. And another one down. just using our X attacks for that one. Just like with Digo there. This one is more on the unique side. This one's a little gimmicky. And creepy. Stand back. And again, take a look at your targeting. He's got a thing on his chest there. Throw a ninja star at it. And if it hits properly, what it's going to do is it's going to force him to do whatever the bloody hell he's doing there. That's your point to activate Twin Sword. Jump up here. And then use your Strength Star. And go to town on this guy. Run out of stamina. You'll have to wait for the next round. So what we have to do, again, is we have to go and we have to target the side there. Until he does that. Jump up and run up. And let's finish this guy off. There we go. And with that being said, here we have Kisala against, I guess that's Norma. Now here, you're not given a lot of area to move here, and her attacks can be dodged like that, and you can go up and try and jump attack, but it takes longer, puts you in more danger, and honestly, Angel Kiss is just faster. It's her most powerful spell at this point, and it allows you to basically hold block the entire time and spam the spell. And that's all you need to do for this fight. I would not recommend doing anything else. It puts you in more danger, and it's hard to hit her at the best of times. So Angel Kiss does way more damage than anything else. I think Star Shine does like 2,600, and Star Charm did like 700. So just go with this, and you should be good to go. Yeah, let's see how much damage this actually does. Yeah, 700. It's pitiful. But yeah, that one's easy enough. Interestingly enough, this cutscene is unskippable. So if you fail on this fight, you have to watch this scene all over again.
I can feel it. The blood of the Star King coursing through my veins. You, the incarnation of evil. I will end this once and for all, with my own hands.
Okay. We have been given this sword that has been spawned by the Dragellums. I think we threw the other Dragellum sword. I think that's why we don't have it. We've lost the ability to change equipment. We no longer have a sub-weapon. We can't switch characters, and we can't use any of our abilities. We are basically supposed to fight this the way that most of us, especially me, fought most battles in RPGs when we were kids. We swung our swords until bad things fall down. And that's basically all we get to do here. First things first, make sure you're all healed up. And since we can't use any of our abilities, we're basically relying on, in this case, I'll use a Brave symbol to add a little bit of defense as well. Do note that you get more pure damage from the Strength Star than you do from a Brave symbol. It's a lesser increase to your attack, but that's fine. So we're going to do this, and we're going to fight a ship. Yeah, I've just been ignoring that all episode long. We're fighting a ship. Like I said, the music's epic as all hell, but we're fighting a ship. Okay, sure, why not? Now here, he's going to do that attack. Stay to the side. When he moves those hands, if you target the hands, he will counterattack. You can change targets by hitting left or right. And like I said, if you hit the hands instead of the direct target, you will get countered upon, and you will have a lot harder of a fight to deal with. You can basically change targets mid-combo, so you never have to stop pressing the X button, just keep hitting it over and over again. And yeah, this fight is really kind of boring this way, but if you don't know about the counter, it's a lot more challenging. Like, he can hit you with that, and that's basically all he has left to hit you with. See, there's that shield. I am going to... There we go. So we set that up. He's going to go for his counter, which you don't have to worry about otherwise. And then he'll activate the cannon again. We would rather he not activate the cannon. But yeah, stay off to the left side and you should be good. But yeah, just keep changing every 2 attacks basically, unless he decides to power up like he does usually when he's in I mode there. But yeah, 2, sometimes 3 attacks. Every time you see them move, just change your target. And final hit. And hopefully that helps anyone who's struggling against that tedious boss.
It's over.
Yeah, it's a
Did it.
like a 9
Dad.
the 9 boss gauntlet to end this game. That was a cool explosion.
This ain't good. The ship's engine just exploded. We might not get out of this one alive. Damn. Run!
Oh no! The road!
We have the worst luck.
You're RPG characters. Of course you have bad luck. Hey, look, a ship.
Attention, dogs! We're pulling out! Is he okay?
You're asking if he's okay. You guys are sitting there over top of... Yeah, they call it ruin. It's lava. It's magical lava. That's basically what it is. All right.
We're pulling out!
I like how Simon didn't quite get over the top there. Nice touch. Well done, video game. I approve. It's like jumping onto Sin in Final Fantasy X and then Waka landing on his ass because he's an idiot. Why isn't that ship now evil?
Damn, we're goners.
We can't give up now. Huh?
heck is that?
Wings. Is this the power of the rune too?
Deus Ex fucking Machina much? Okay. My bullshit meter's off the scale, but fine, whatever. They're so ridiculous. I get what they're going for.
The rune is disappearing.
Rune
Look at the sky.
is the kind of the way it works is how you use it.
Mari Glen is returning to its former self.
But still, it's just dumb.
We did it! We saved the galaxy!
Phew, that was one heck of a fight.
But don't you feel at peace somehow?
Well, I suppose we had some fun, in a way. All's well that ends well.
I guess that's it then. Our journey has come to an end.
About damn time. I was getting tired of covering you guys. Come on, Captain. Let's get our treasure and go home.
No, the Queen's here too.
What's the matter? Something wrong?
No, I'm good. I already got my treasure. Just look at Kisala's smiling face there. That's more precious and valuable to me than any treasure. Don't you think?
You're going soft.
Yep.
This here is all I need.
He's a terrible pirate. What was the joke in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? That guy's either a terrible pirate or a genius. He's literally a terrible pirate. He's a great person, but he's a terrible pirate.
Yeah. I'm sad. But at the same time, I know I don't belong here. I have to be back in my own place.
I know. I understand. You're no longer our baby, our Iriath anymore. You're Kisala, a dear friend to everyone here. But I want you to always remember one thing. No matter how far apart we may be, you have a mother who's always thinking of you.
Yeah. But this is still hard to believe. It's so hard to imagine this Mari Glen is really from 10,000 years ago.
What?
You and your friend.
No. What? They pulled this and my test run. I'm sitting there like, wait, what? What the hell are you talking about? They did not explain this very well at all in game. There's like vague things about space-time hole, and if you go back in some of the earlier dialogue, we haven't seen, Eden disappeared from the world 10,000 years ago. But yeah, basically, you're supposed to put it all together, but every time I get here, it seems like it comes out of nowhere, no matter how many times I've played the game. The fact that basically 10,000 years ago is when, I guess, Rune first appeared. The Queen locked Eden into another dimension or another system. Don't ask me why it's not like an isolated, barriered place. It's a whole nother system. They have another name for it, I guess. And yeah, she's locked them there to save the system where all of the other planets that we've experimented and explored on in this world we're in. And 10,000 years ago, she sent Kisala through the portal, and yet she only got through like however old Kisala is years ago. I'm very lost on the whole idea of the timeline. It does not make a lot of sense. It was not very well explained. It's not like, if you know better, let me know. But yeah, apparently they're 10,000 years in the past.
Have brought Mari Glen back to life. Now we can finally return to our own galaxy. Thank you.
Well, goodbye, Mom.
Please take good care of her for me.
Don't worry. You leave that to me. Kisala may be your daughter, but to me, she's like a son.
Wait, what?
Strike that. She's spirited like a son, but she's a very precious daughter to me. I'll keep on caring for her like I always have.
Just come out and say it, will ya? She's more of a handful than any boy.
What? Hey! Wait just a minute.
You know, you got a point there.
Not a good way to get into her pants, Jaster. Come on. You know he's thinking it. Don't lie to me. I do really enjoy this theme.
Oh, Albioth, did you see her? Did you see our daughter? Such a strong woman she's become. You can rest in peace now, my darling, for I am sure we can entrust her with Mari Glen when the time comes. Farewell, Iriath. You are our dearest treasure.
And with that, we leave Mari Glen back to our own universe.
Oh my gosh!
What is it?
An unidentified planet has appeared in our path. The Cosmo Navigator doesn't have any data on it.
That's ridiculous!
No, it's not unidentified. It's Mari Glen.
What's that?
The flow of time has been altered. Don't you see? Mari Glen has returned to our galaxy.
We really saved it.
Well then, let's go check out the new and improved Mari Glen, shall we?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, look, it looks cool all over again. It was cool last time. It's still cool this time. And it's lively, too.
We have been waiting for you, Lady Kisala. How we have anticipated this very day.
Huh? You mean you know who I am?
There's not a soul in Mariglend who doesn't know your name. We Mariglendans have kept watch in your stead for 10,000 years, waiting for your return. After all, you are our queen.
Me? A queen? How can that be?
So in order to rejoin the time stream, they had to experience 10,000 years.
Please,
Don't ask me how
take
this makes any
this.
sense.
Wait, but this is my mother's tiara.
And it's
Indeed.
still in one
The
piece?
ancient Queen Fradius directed us to bestow it upon the new queen, Lady Casala, who would appear in 10,000 years. We have carefully passed down that tiara from generation to generation. And now, finally, we bequeath it unto you. I am so pleased.
I'm just amazed that you didn't have an uprising and lose all that lore
What are
in
you
10,000
talking
years.
about? Kisala has no interest in becoming this planet's queen. Come on, let's go back home.
Don't talk for people.
Wait!
What?
I've decided. I'm going to do it.
Well, that was abrupt.
I'm going to be the queen of Mariglen.
What?
Seems like you made that
Are
decision
you
in about
serious?
5 seconds.
Casala.
I want to carry on my mother's wishes and rebuild Mariglen. I want to make Mom proud. This is something that only I can do.
You're talking crazy talk. You, a queen? Why, you ain't fit to be queen. Come on.
Casala, you've got to be kidding. Think about it. You know you're totally not queen material.
You
Hey,
guys are a bunch of
wait.
dicks.
I'm sorry, Papa. I'm sorry, Jaster.
Well, now that you've made your decision, please come this way.
But, Casala!
Kisala! Oh, my darling Kisala! Oh.
All right, let them go. I must remind you that Lady Casala is to be installed as the Queen of Mariglen. From now on, lowly individuals such as yourselves will no longer be allowed to approach her. Do bear this in mind.
You do realize
Now,
that
if
you're
you'll
giving up your
excuse me.
power to somebody who probably doesn't feel the same way, right?
What just happened? Oh, my cute little Casala.
Captain, I think this might be the best thing for her. Everyone has somewhere they've got to be.
It's a good point.
So is this where Kisala's gotta be?
Yeah, I think so.
Based on everything we've seen of her character so
Come
far?
on,
Not particularly,
back to
no.
the ship.
Yeah.
You can understand her desire to want to help rebuild, even though it's been 10,000 years, so it should have already been rebuilt by now. So I'm not sure what she's trying to accomplish, but okay, whatever. Fulfilling a great part of their lore, that I could understand wanting to do.
What's on your agenda now, Jaster?
I don't know. I think I might just travel through space a little more.
Everyone's gone back to their own planets. The Dorganarch's feeling pretty empty these days. By the way, I heard Rosa finally got out from under Lungardian rule.
Awesome.
You sure you don't want to head back there?
Yeah. Eventually.
It seems like something's holding you back. Maybe you think a certain someone will come back to the ship if you hang out here long enough.
Oh, it's just that... Say, Is the captain napping again today?
The cat speaks facts.
Yeah, that's about the shape of things. He's awfully laid back. The captain must have forgotten his duties as a pirate.
That's all right. I mean, look at the huge treasure he's earned. Galactic peace.
That's one hell of a treasure. Now, there's a few more parts to this ending. In my test run, something happened and I lost multiple parts of the ending. They just didn't happen. So I'm hoping that the new version of the emulator fixes those things.
I've never seen the universe so beautiful.
But we'll see. If
So
not,
serene.
I will find a way to get that footage. It did it again. It did it again. It killed my ending again. Oh,
What's
maybe
up?
it didn't.
You look kind of cheesed off.
Nah, I'm fine. Why are you still here? Not going home?
Of course I am. Just as soon as our last mission's over. Or, hadn't you heard?
Our last mission?
That's right.
Captain?
We're on our way to fight the battle of a lifetime.
I thought we already
On the
did that.
all-new Mariglen.
Oh?
Huh?
Oh, come on. You know what's important to us. We're gonna get it back.
Sounds like a plan.
Got it. On that fateful day, Dorgangoa and his crew made off with their ultimate treasure. Historical records indicate it may have been the very last heist they ever pulled off as pirates.
Yeah, they botched the ending again. I'm going to go and get the proper footage because, yeah, for some reason, my emulator just screws up and does not properly do it. So I'm going to go and find a way of getting the ending, and I will tack it on to the end of this episode, and we'll talk about things as we watch it. But make sure to save your game afterward. Don't save over the file you had right before, especially if you are recording things and might need that footage later. Let's see if I can find a way of getting things to work properly. But yeah, if you save, you get a star on there. We will talk more about the rest of the ending that I have missed. And yeah. Okay, we made it work. Don't ask me how long it's been. Multiple hours, probably 4 or 5. Yeah, for whatever reason, I just could not get it, so I had to find footage, and that was another undertaking unto itself. But regardless, this is the part of the ending that for some reason my emulator skips, and I found no one else with this problem, so hopefully you don't have it either. The game ends with a song. And there's actually 2 versions of the song on the soundtrack. There's what is listed as the unrecorded version, which does not make any logical sense. But there's that, which is a different version. And then there's this one, which I believe is the regular version. We get one version earlier on Vidan that is the opposite of this one, I believe. But anyway, this is what happens to all of the characters at the end of the game. Now, typically the end of the game is where I get into my review of the game. And typically what I've done is I've made myself some notes a little bit and tried to figure out, you know, it's like, okay, I'll just list, you know, it's like gameplay, and then I started making like little notes. It's like, okay, I want to specifically mention this issue that I had in the game, or they thought that this was really cool, or, you know, whatever. This time, don't ask me why, but I basically wrote it down my review in paragraph form. It's 4 pages. So I don't have time to read my entire bloody thesis paper here. So we're just going to go over kind of the basic points. And I think what I'll do is I'll splice in like some of my thoughts here that I wrote down during maybe some of the sped up footage in the second of the game's 2 bonus dungeons. But I'll give a kind of a basic overview review here, without kind of going into all the details and the references and the comparisons that I make in terms of trying to basically, I at the end of this game, when I played it the first time, I really needed to get through, or I guess my test run, so not the first time, but you know what I mean. I was trying to just get all my thoughts out on the game, because it's a very confusing game. There's so many good and so many bad things about it that it was hard to put into basic ideas what exactly it is my thoughts were on this game, because it does a lot of things quite well. Like, the story it's interesting enough. It's not outstanding. It doesn't go well and beyond anything. It's there. It does its job. It's basically Star Wars, as we saw. In so many ways, it's basically Star Wars. I'm surprised, like, I don't see a lot of people talking about the Star Wars relation or like comparisons, but that's basically what it is. The characters, I did kind of little mini overviews of each of the characters during the Dragellum sequence, so I'm not gonna do all of that again, obviously, but we have characters that don't necessarily grow all that much. There's not as much growth, and there's not as much development and dialogue between the characters as I would like. It's basically the exact opposite of a game like Grandia 2. Grandia 2 I praised the hell out of, because you would talk to NPCs and your characters would interact with that NPC and with each other, and you would see their different points of view on different issues. Especially like someone like the main character, who was not very religious, and the, you know, main love interest, which was very religious. So seeing their opposing views and how they were both raised, how it affected that, gave each of the characters growth, not only individually, but as, you know, a potential pairing. So it gave them ways of interacting with each other. We don't get a lot of that here. Like, I complained about the lack of development we got with Kisala and Jaster and their supposed, you know, relationship, that because it's a video game, they have to give, you know, the main character a love interest. But they almost do nothing with it, and then they try and like jump ahead, like, oh yeah, there was something here, and then they just don't. So that was kind of weird. The graphics I like. It's that unique art style. It's that stylized art that really allows it to kind of hold itself together. Even though, like, I played it with upscaling, 4 times upscaling. It looks a lot better that way than it did before. The fact that the original game was 30 FPS and it really needed to be 60 in order to feel better. You know, it has its issues, but with a couple of little modifications, it does still feel and it does still look quite good. The dungeon design could use a little bit of work. Like, there's interesting ideas there, and like the maps and the mazes are actually reasonably well done. I enjoy those, but the fact that what we get in terms of the visuals of them is basically the same texture repeated as much as you would expect a tiled, you know, Super Nintendo game to be. So it kind of loses a little bit there. The music, I talked about the good and the bad on this already. The soundtrack is fantastic. The looping of the songs in each of the areas causes a lot of issues because it just starts to grate on you over time. There's not enough variety in terms of the soundtrack to play off everything the way I would like it to be done. So there's that. It's not necessarily like the worst or anything like that, and I love listening to the soundtrack outside of the game. But in the game itself, like in the cutscenes, it's fantastic. In the background for dungeons, it just gets looped to death, and it doesn't really work as well because the songs are too short. Most of the songs for this game are 2 to 3 minutes long. The combat has, and you know, the gameplay and everything else, there's a whole list of issues and a whole list of things that I enjoyed from it. Long story short for now, the games that we did get, or the not the games, but the like the side content, you know, the Insectron and the factory, they're a little too in-depth for my taste, but considering there are lots of other games that have had much more, and I haven't really had an issue with those. See, this is where the scene's supposed to play. But yeah, there's other places that you could play with it, but I don't know.
Not going home? Of course I am.
They're not as bad as I initially thought they would be. But at the same time, they're not my favorite of the cutscenes, or not my favorite of the... I'm so bad at talking over other things. I can't believe how much I did that when I was making videos a long time ago, because I struggle immensely to actually talk over that stuff now. My ADHD brain does not work well with it.
We're gonna get it back.
But anyway, the point is, there was a lot of things involved in this game. It was really, really, really ambitious. It was really ambitious. And with that ambitious nature, it's the best way I can describe this game is its unpolished potential. There's a lot of good things here, and there's a lot of things that really don't stand up as well as I would like. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of things that you could point out with this game that are kind of wrong with it, or there are issues with it. But there's a lot of good things as well. I think a lot of the negative things stand out a little bit more, just because the things that are really good, they're not like top tier really good, they're just really good. So I wouldn't call this game great, but I wouldn't call it bad. It is a very good game. And in a world where everyone's always looking for the best thing ever or the worst thing ever, either to praise it or to mock it and laugh at it, a lot of games that are like this, they don't get appreciated as much as they should be. So, well, it's not perfect, and it's not my favorite game of all time. I am very glad that I finally got around to playing this game again, because I had not played it in over a decade, and playing it again, as much as I got kind of bored out by the battle system by the end, was still a lot of fun to go through and experience all the things that I experienced so long ago, basically like they were brand new, and then doing everything else new for the first time, factory and finishing the flow and everything else. But anyway, that is not all for this Let's Play. There are 2 bonus dungeons, and we have a few other bits and pieces that we can finish up as we do that. So anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.